Greetings, beings. Reverend Jacob Martinez here, Crystal Haiku Guy from artoflove.me and your Father of Tribes, back with your mid-monthly October readings for the Tarot by Tribe series. This is an M for mature audiences only channel. The language is strong and sometimes the messages are as well. So if you don't like it polarizing and you don't like the wordy dirds, click an X. I am so happy that it is Libra season and going into Scorpio. This is one of my favorite times of year, and I must wish you all happy birthday. Thank you for being here. I certainly appreciate it. I basically break down these videos into 4. There's one for each of the tribal elements. There will be 3 chapters, one for each of the signs assigned to that element. Please watch your sun, moon, and rising. If you don't like channeled messages and some of the things that happen while I'm shuffling and preparing the space for each of the signs, please jump ahead. Everything is linked below underneath the description box in this video. I will probably misgender you. It's not on purpose. I'm not going to be the guy that tells you how to interpret yourself or the people around you. Genders and situations can flip-flop depending on who you are, what's going on in your life, and what your constitution really is made up of. So use your own best discernment. These are for entertainment purposes. If I start to hammer on one of your stories and you like it, drop me a comment, shoot me an email, get into my schedule. I'd love to jump into it a little further for you and just see where it goes if you want a personal. I am taking those. All the information is linked below. Very simple to get into my schedule. And I would also just like to thank everybody that has been supporting me here. It has been amazing to hear from you about how the messages have been landing, and I'm just absolutely flabbergasted to be here doing this work with you. Thanks for being my kind mirror and for caring about my channel. A lot of y'all have sent money and requests for messages or prayers or readings, and it's just been really cool. Y'all have been keeping me busy, and it feels really great, so thanks for that. Shine on. I use 5 cards while I'm doing these. We do an archetypal overview. It's kind of like your challenge energy for the month using Carolyn Mace's archetype cards. Taking a look at the physical material realm, I use the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, and for the mental sector, we look with the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. Personal / sometimes romantic sector, use Durian Virtues Romance Angels Oracle deck, and I like to seal them all up with a little bit of practical advice and a prayer from Archangel Michael. And also do want to mention that I am now doing daily card pulls for both people that are on my Instagram and also on my Facebook. So if you haven't liked me there yet, everything's linked below. Go ahead and just like me there and you'll see those every day. Really enjoy doing those. So thanks for being here, and I hope you love your readings. Catch you on the inside. Air Tribes, what's up? Hope you're doing great. I'm sucking on a lozenge, so if you hear something clanking around, excuse me, I'm sorry. I was actually going to record these over the weekend, but I've been kind of dealing with a cough, and anyway, sucking on a Sambucol zinc lozenge. The guides say we're going to go Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I'm going to just get to shuffling over here, and I deal them all, backs up, so I'm ready to read them unless something pops out, you know. So I'm going to put the mic down unless I have something to say. There's actually like several It just fell out, but that's the one that was on top. So what's the one we're gonna look at here? Midas, Miser. Interesting. I actually daily card pull today. Midas Touch actually came up with a Fortuna card. I'm recording this on 10/11. It's about 5 o'clock in the Mountain Time Zone. But anyway, some of y'all might be interested in that. But this particular card, Carolyn Mace's archetype deck, Midas, Miser, light attributes, entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight sharing life's riches, shadow attributes, hoarding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. So this is a really strong pool of energy that's like coming through right now. And I'm hearing for some of y'all it's actually like a test. They're saying something about a test, and it's like, you know, whether or not you learned what it really is to be abundant, and that might be coming into focus over the next couple of weeks. Put it down. Sorry about that. I was having a coughing spell. Didn't finish shuffling. I don't know if you can hear all that noise. Sorry, it's my window's open. It's really beautiful out right now, so if it gets too distracting, I'll close it. I was just shuffling the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck book, Oracle deck. I wasn't shuffling the book. I was shuffling the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, and that's the deck that I use for the mental sector, and this 8 Trapped in Fear card flew out. That is your 8 of Swords if you were referencing one of the more traditional decks like your Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. And I started hearing a song when I was looking at the card. There's a song. I just keep hearing somebody saying, "Without you I'm a mess. Without you I'm a mess. Darling, I'm a mess." There's a song, it's called "I'm a Mess." It's by a group called Body Language, and that's what I heard when this came flying out. And like the context on that song, and I don't know, it may or may not be relevant for you, but the context on that song, it's about like a couple, and it's like the guy singing to, their partner or who they're trying to like get with, and it's like about why she didn't have to stress out with him. And anyway, the song's called "I'm a Mess," and it's by Body Language, I think. I'm gonna finish shuffling. So these could certainly dovetail off of that card, that Trapped in Fear, and that song. And it could also just be separate. I'm being told this could be like two completely different people, but it could also be the same thing. The messages on these romance cards say, let your friends help you, ask for and accept support from others. And the other one says, love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. I was getting this image, and it wasn't coming through really clearly until now. I'm still hearing that song, that I'm a Mess song, and I'm seeing this guy, and he's like proposing to somebody, and he's singing the song, and whatever. It's the lyrics of the song. You don't have to worry, baby. You don't have to stress. You don't have to worry, baby. Without you, I'm a mess. That's the words. And I just see him like, it looks like he's proposing, but I'm like seeing him like sitting up in bed like stressed out, and they said that he's like worried he doesn't have enough money. So I hope I'm not like ruining anybody's surprise, but it looks like a surprise engagement kind of thing, and it's really sweet. If that's you, what I'm hearing from your guides is just make sure that you're not carrying the old baggage, is what they're saying, because it's like somebody else got in your head about whether you were materially adequate or not. And I'm going to say, I mean, I'm not calling anybody out. I'm hearing the word gold digger, and they're saying that that's actually, you had a gold digger. And that it wasn't like that you weren't doing good. It was like she was like looking for something else, not what you were looking for, put it that way. And then it's really not about like whether or not you're adequate. It's like they're saying the new one, like I'm just seeing like, I mean, they're really happy about her, and I'm seeing her, I'm seeing what I would identify as like a, you know, a heteronormative couple. This can be anybody. This is just what some of these guides are showing me right now. And I'm just seeing the guy there. He's like in bed, stressing out. And I see him with like his phone, and it looks like he's doing like calculations and looking at rings. And so, you know, they were saying that she's actually going to appreciate more the fact that you really care about what she likes and like how you like take care of her, more than like how much money you're spending on this thing. And so I don't know, you know, keep it in mind if that's, you know, if you're going through something like this. But you might like that song too, like if she's feeling a little neurotic about something, because like they were saying neurotic girlfriend, and actually this is your guides talking to me about her. And they're saying that she's not like really neurotic. She had like a douchebag in her life that like to manipulate her needs. You know, it was like he just knew how to like twist it up with her, because he knew like she has like a, you know, a strong attachment style, and some people do, and there's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong is like when you end up with somebody that kind of like abuses that because they're like on a freaking power trip. And so that's what she's dealing with. And so now they're showing me her up in bed stressing out, and it's not about your money. So you know, if that's you, God bless you. Try not to stress out. Light a little sage. I'm saying a prayer for you. Go for the big love. Go for the big love. Gonna finish shuffle. Okay, so like several fell out again. This one was on, yeah, the bottom. Your children are watched over by angels. So if any of y'all are concerned about the little innocent ones, whether they're yours or another's children, or your animals, I will say, fur babies too, because I get this one sometimes too, when you know, people are concerned about their pets sometimes, or when they've like lost a pet, you know, like an animal companion or a friend. So it doesn't just have to be children. But the guides say we're going to stop and pray here, and I'm just going to say, if you're somebody that has lost, you know, an innocent one in your life, my condolences to you and your family. We're just going to do a little prayer, okay? Dear guardian angels of my children, both born and unborn, and all fur babies, I thank you for watching over my children and ensuring their happiness and safety. Please guide me so that I know the best ways to be a good parent and role model for my own and other people's children. Amen. So I'm just saying there's a guardian angel there. So I know it's probably a little consolation if you're missing somebody, but if you are, somebody did show up. Just to let you know, okay? I'm just gonna finish. That's the last deck, and then we'll get started. Alright, so I've got all the cards dealt with the backs up right now, and we're gonna go Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, but I was just hearing something too, and I just see somebody like, it looks like they're like flipping a coin, but it's like a really, really big coin. Like, I see them like pulling a coin out of their pocket and like flipping the coin, and it like turns into a really huge thing while it's like flipping in the air, and it comes down really, 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 really super slow, and I don't see where it lands. And I heard finances or career. Finances and career or love. Sorry. My cognitive function's a little off right now. I'm so sorry. Yeah, finances and career or love. And they were saying, yeah, this is, that a lot of people right now, I've been picking up a lot of like marriage stuff this month. I was getting some like proposals and stuff at the beginning of the month too. You might want to check that if you've got some of those things going on, if you didn't see them. But this could have to do with the other one I was just seeing with the stress couple, trying to figure out how to get it to the next level together. But I'm also just seeing like some other people just really deciding like what the value is in certain relationships that they have invested in up to now. And I'm seeing some people just like walking away and like focusing on their career and just being like, not now, stability first. And I'm seeing for other people, it's like just making that like head or heart decision between two things. And some of it they're showing me is romantic. It's like a, picking, new partner, or repeating stuff with the old partner, and that's how they're saying it to me. I'm not like criticizing you if you want to get back together with your ex. You're going to know if that's for you or not, and you want to. I will just say that most times I'm the guy that's hearing like, no, no on that, like new starts. But, they're showing me some people literally like abandoning, it looks like investments, the way they're showing it to me. Like it looks like monetary investments, like, I'm seeing somebody like going and making bank deposits is what I'm seeing. Like a lot of bank deposits, and it having to do with a relationship though, and it's like the person's just like tired of making the deposits. And so I don't know if that's like, literally like somebody was making deposits and like, funding a relationship that they are no longer funding anymore financially. But I'm being told for some people that might be the case. But what they're showing me, they're saying it's more of like an abstract on like how some individuals, some air tribes people have been investing and investing and investing and making these like deposits and contributions into relationships, and just like walking away. It's like a time where they're like, no, I'm putting my material needs first, or you no longer get that from me. It's like it's a division thing. So I'm seeing that, and I'm also seeing another thing too though, and it's about health for some of y'all. Like they're showing me the Hierophant for some reason, but for me, sometimes that's like a body. If I'm gonna get into it, it can be like a body. You know, I'm seeing like, you know, five, you know, points on a figure. You know, head, two arms, two legs, and I'm seeing a decision being made, a very emotional decision being made about someone's health. And, you know, that could be you, it could be someone, you know, near and dear, it could be maybe that child that, you know, we're hearing about that flew out of the deck. But there's a really strong decision coming up right now for some people, and I'm just being like, I'm just seeing like the guides like doing like this, like trying to calm somebody down, like just like calm yourself down, try to calm yourself down. And they're just saying right now, just like focus on your breathing, okay? Especially if you have like a high stress situation where you're trying to make a difficult decision. And that, you know, I'm just feeling somebody like breathing like right up here, like in their chest and their shoulders, and feeling like really tight, like they can't like move or something. And so it feels like a lot of pressure. And they're just saying it's like, you want to bring that energy down. Just imagine, take a deep breath. Energy up. Just imagine the energy coming down right now. And try to pay attention to like any sensations that you have in your energy that are pulling your awareness down, like towards your feet. And now when you take a breath, try to like just keep feeling that sensation on your feet and breathe from there. Gently exhale all the way down to your feet. You don't have to get all dramatic like me with the arm and stuff, but you know, if you feel yourself up here while you're going through these thoughts, especially if something's got you panicking about a decision, you know, especially if it's something emotional, you know, logical mind, emotional mind, and you're just kind of doing this thing, focus on bringing the energy down and just try to sit there for a minute, because they're saying that's going to be really good. I just keep seeing the guides just saying calm down, it's going to be okay. And that, you know, it's like it's just a time to keep your focus on what you want to be happening in that moment. So if you feel like that stress response, you know, don't criticize yourself. And if you're around like people that are critical of you for having feelings and for being a human being that has needs, I'm not going to tell you to fire them, but if they were in my life, I would fucking fire them. And I have fired people like that. And sometimes you got to do that. That feeling up here, that anxiety, it's not great for you. And so you're going to know if you can like adjust those relationships, or if some of them just need to be cut. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, that's what that head or heart decision is. It's like, can I afford to leave this son of a bitch blankety blank, you know? And I'm just seeing like all the exclamations and stuff. So if that's you, I'm already praying for you. And you know, your guides are just saying that right now it's like you really need to get some help. And maybe that's what that romance card was. One of those said something about letting your friends help you and loving yourself first. And so, you know, if this is pinging you on that level, make sure that you're putting your needs first here. And, you know, it's really easy for me to say this to you, and so I'm just going to say it, and you don't have to like me for it. But somebody needs to tell you, you are worth better than feeling that way. And if you have someone that's like monetizing you in some kind of way that doesn't feel good and you're trying to get out, you know, I'm not going to underestimate what that situation must feel like for you and how real and challenging that is. I will just be the guy that reminds you that you're amazing and that you need to focus on your solar plexus. So this color, this yellow here, and this chakra, okay, it's going to be very key for you right now, because they're saying a lot of this is just you feeling challenged by, it's like bad programming that you've received through negative reinforcement, with, I'm being told in some cases, highly abusive people that did not have your best interest at heart, and people that had a tendency to make things about them and like make you wrong for expressing things, you know, and saying what was on your mind or how you felt. And so, you know, I'm hearing that this stuff might be coming up into focus right now, and that a lot of conversations might have been deferred or just kind of fucked up, is what I'm hearing, because of like all the stuff that was going on with the Mercury retrograde and like all the eclipses and all the shit that's been like accumulating this year. And that like right now, some of y'all are on like that shit or get off the pot moment, and it's literally about making that decision. And your guides are saying that you're going to be fine one way or the other, and you need to know that. And in some cases, you've got an asshole that's telling you things, that's been telling you some shit about yourself that isn't even true. And you know what? Sometimes we just need to turn that shit off. You know, I turned off the freaking TV a long time ago. I got rid of that shit. So, you know, all this craziness in the world where we're celebrating misogynists and assholes and liars and people who kill others and profit on others and then lie about it and try to get into politics and stuff. You know, we've got a society that does that. And so we've all been trained on how to be abused. And it's the truth. And you know what? Some of us have been on both sides of that, where we've even maybe caught ourselves like being abusive towards others because the programming has been there. Let me be the guy to tell you that there's no shame here on this channel. I don't shame you for any of that. I shame the fucking world for brain damaging us into feeling like passive servants to a system that trains us to be abused by others. And then sometimes you get a sneaky motherfucker that comes in there that starts, you know, yanking your ponytail and yanking you along in life, and you feel like you're not good enough, or that you can't do things without whatever it is that gives you permission. And so I'm hearing there's a new fucking sheriff in town, and that some of y'all are just like ready to make some difficult decisions. And I've been seeing some of y'all do it for a while. And I'm seeing some of y'all just going in there with a sword and just like cutting shit. It's like, I'm just seeing this woman. It looks like a woman to me. She's got like her ponytail. It's like tied up, you know, tight, like, I don't know. It's like a braid ponytail thing. And she's got this like a machete, and she's just fucking like cutting heads. And, wow. Like, yeah, totally like Tomb Raider style, just going like nuts. And they're saying some of y'all are just like really in touch with your primal sense of drive right now, and that it's been a long time coming. And I'm going to say God bless you for it. Rock on with yourself. Check in with your heart. Focus on this chakra right here, your solar plexus chakra. Okay, that's your third chakra. It's the one right under your heart. Yellow. It's going to be really good. Don't let anybody get in your head. And if you got some crazy decision that you've got to make, and your livelihood or your sense of, you know, foundations and support and just feeling grounded is being threatened in some way, I'm hearing some of y'all have some support. Some of y'all have some friends that actually like really want to do stuff for you too, is what I'm hearing. They like really want to do stuff for you, and it's like, it's almost like they're just like not trying to overextend themselves, you know, because you're so freaking independent. And you know what, let's be honest, it's hard to talk to somebody sometimes, you know, especially somebody that you love or care about, that you see in a difficult situation, especially if there's abuse there and it's present. And it's like sometimes you can't just like confront that directly, because people, you know, it's just sensitive. It's not that they don't want the help. It's not that they can't handle it or that they don't want to. It's just that if you have a big wound that's like constantly being gored up by people like sticking their finger in it and stuff, it's like you don't want anything around it. And so, you know, if you're the friend watching this for the air tribe person that's like struggling, you know, just try to be as patient as you can. And I'm hearing that you're doing a really good job, just like letting them know that you're around without like hovering too much. And so they're just saying, like, don't take it personal if you're not hearing what you hoped, because it's not really about you. It's about just this person feeling like they can't trust. And it's not that they can't trust you, it's that the world has never given them reasons to trust somebody and feel good about it yet. And so y'all are learning together, and that's going to be okay. So if you want a personal prayer, feel free to hit me up. Go to my blog, artoflove.me. Just, hit me up on the welcome mat. And I think that might be all I got. I'm going to get up and move around real quick and light something else, and then we're going to pick it up on Libra, and then we'll go Gemini, Aquarius. I'm back. I just lit something and walked around, and I just want to say, I might get very impassioned here. I'm someone that's grown up with a lot of abuse myself and around other abused people, and it is something that it's fair to say that it has absolutely shaped everything that I see and do. And the fact that I am a sun person whose moon opposes their sun, I've also got Saturn opposing my sun, I tend to have a pretty polarizing life experience where I've kind of witnessed within myself and around the gamut. Let's just put it that way. And I'm a air guy too. I'm a Aquarius sun, Leo moon. And I don't want to be like too preachy. I will just say that I am aware that many people that do land on this channel that watch these videos are here because they're going through something that they just need help getting through, right? That's why I do it. So sometimes these messages are polarizing as hell. And, it's not to paint it negative for anybody else. I'm so grateful if you are watching this and none of this even registers as a story that is anywhere in your vicinity. That would make me really delighted. And I hope that's the case. I hope that I'm only talking to maybe one person or two people. And I will just say that for those people that I am talking to that are going through something that's hurting, please just get help. And if you don't have friends that can help or that are there right now, there are actually groups and things that can help. And if it's like a really sticky situation where you need like intelligent intervention is what I'm hearing, I think there are resources for it. And so, please don't be discouraged, and just make sure that, you're seeking those. They're showing me that Hierophant card again, which is a major arcana card. And, it doesn't always have to mean people are getting married or like going to college or anything like that. Sometimes this can be law enforcement, and I'm hearing in some cases, this is needing to get in front of, a judge or something and have like somebody fucking subpoenaed or like, eliminated from your life, because I'm hearing harassment, I'm hearing abuse, I'm hearing hostile work environment. I'm just hearing a lot of different stories, and there's a lot of different people here. And so I'm just going to say I am praying for all of you. And if you wanted the private prayer, again, hit me up personal. I'm happy to do that, okay? I'm going to light a little bit of my Terra healing incense, because I think we could use that right now, and just take a little pass over this. And then we're going to go ahead and jump into the reading. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started with Libra now. Happy birthday, Libras! How's it going? Thank you for being here. It's the middle of October. We're going to get started on your reading. I'm going to flip your cards. Alright, Libra. Let's go ahead and just jump into your archetype. Second half of October, using the Carolyn Mace's archetype deck, Spirit has presented us with the Engineer card. I really like this one. Light attribute state, ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. Shadow attribute state, reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. And they say some of y'all have actually like figured out how to get out of a really tricky mess. And I'm hearing that in some cases it hasn't happened yet. You know, you might be kind of dealing with it a little bit sticky, but they're saying that some of y'all are truthfully using your mastermind to avoid whatever this is, and this might look familiar to some of y'all here. In your physical material realm, using the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, we have the Five of Wands, and you know, this can sometimes be a little bit of like, just like a little bit of a challenging sort of energy. It's always indicative of change when you see the fives come up, and I was seeing a five before too for the air tribe. Something had happened. I was seeing a flash of the Hierophant card being shown to me. They were saying in some cases it has to do with some of y'all's health, which would make sense if it's coming up in the physical material realm. And I hear that some things might be changing, and so I'm just being told right now, really seek the high professional right now. You're getting a lot of master stuff here. Engineer is the person at the top of their game that can architect situations, and also in your mental sector, you've got a really big angel showing up with the balance card using the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. This AKA, that's your Justice card in your Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, which is also, it's an authority figure type of card. And so just seeing these together, if this has to do with anything health-wise, I'm just being told, make sure that you're going for your second opinions and that you're seeing the best people, because you actually are surrounded by a protective energy, is what I'm being told. And so even if it feels like some freaking bullshit going on and you got people like taking like stabs at you, I'm hearing for some of y'all this is like lab work, blood work and stuff going on, and this is like people literally pricking you with like, you know, like pointy things and like taking, you know, fluids and stuff. And so I hear they're checking different levels, but you know, they're just saying make sure that you're sussing everything out. And I'm hearing two opinions, and I was getting that a lot at the beginning of the month, I believe, for some of the other tribes. So you might want to go back and check those if you haven't seen them before. Overall, though, if this doesn't have anything to do with that, it really doesn't have to at all. This is just a Wands card showing up, which is a fire element energy. Fives are, like I said, indicative of change, also a lower octave of like that Hierophant energy that we were seeing before, which a lot of times is a change that's propelling us in a direction towards something that's going to elevate us. So what happens after this energy is generally a success of some kind, okay, because that's what follows in the progression. But since it is upright, it can definitely be a challenge. A lot of times I prefer it when it shows up this way, because it kind of means that like whatever that bullshit was that was like hassling you, you know, might be over. But in some cases you could also be dealing with fire element people. So your fire tribes people are going to be your Aries, Leo, Sag variety individual. They might have sun, moon, rising in their constitution somewhere in a fire element. But I want to go ahead and just backtrack a little bit here, and we're going to jump into this Engineer card. I'm going to read to you what the Carolyn Mace archetype cards book says about that Engineer energy, because this is basically kind of like your challenge for the next couple weeks, really. You know, it's like what things might be feeling like around you, and in some cases it might even be how you're tempted to act. So it's a cool energy. I mean, you know, let me see what the book says. All right, Libra, Engineer. We've got some keywords to keep in mind. 3 bullet points in a tip. Architect, builder, designer, schemer. First bullet point says, grounded, orderly, strategic qualities give creative energy a practical expression. The second one says, talent for engineering everyday situations or designing solutions to common dilemmas. And the last one says, shadow engineer manifests as a master manipulator, designing situations to one's own advantage regardless of the needs of others. Look for pattern of designing and building structures, devices, or solutions. Wow, and I'm hearing actually in some cases that's like what the problem is, that this was like, I'm hearing hostile work environment. That might have been your message. There were some things coming up when I was shuffling for the beginning of the air tribes. If you want to go back and see that, feel free. But, you know, it's pinging me on that level because this card here that's showing up in the mental realm, the 11 Justice card, or Balance card here, is actually the Justice card in this situation. And I'm hearing something about, like, a legal situation at work. And they were saying something about somebody being targeted and that basically it's going to come out that you're innocent, and that, like, I'm just jumping through these really fast. I know this says you deserve love, and this is the romance card, but I'm seeing that somebody was, like, gunning for you. They were saying somebody was, like, gunning for the innocent person, and it's actually kind of what it looks like here. I mean, this could be a very Cupidly thing if I'm just reading, you know, between cards here. You know, maybe Cupid's trying to strike somebody. You deserve love. Yes, it could happen. That might be somebody's story, but on the work front, I'm actually getting a very specific message for somebody that you are protected, and that this is something about a court or like an HR case or something like that, and that it was literally like somebody was trying to set you up for some bullshit, and that that's what you're dealing with, and that you're having to be really strategic about how you, like, balance your way out of the situation. But they really want me to pay an emphasis to that halo of light that's surrounding that angel. And they said in this situation, you're the angel, you're protected, you have tools, you have backup and support, and you just need to know it, because it's like people are, like, in some cases, I mean, well, you can see what that looks like, you know, like coming after you and, like, you know, like being shitty. But they said you've got a bitch shield, so, you know, somebody's innocent. I'm hearing it's you. But back in the physical material realm here too, 5 of Wands card, Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, you know, these could just be people that you're dealing with too. It could be something competitive going on. And in some cases I'm hearing too, it's just like dating, that, you know, some of y'all are, like, you know, getting back into dating, and it's like people are really attracted to you. Like sometimes this is like a peacocking card, and it's like, you know, this isn't like real fights. This is like, you know, a lot of people will say these are like younger men, like, you know, adolescent teen boys or whoever. It doesn't have to be boys. And they're, you know, they're just trying to, like, outdo one another and be the best. And I'm hearing in some cases, you know, that's what's going on. It's like, you know, you're trying to pick, like, a better partner. And so they're just saying make sure you don't, like, sell yourself short if that's the case, because I'm just hearing you had, like, a really shit ex is what they're saying. And that it's like that some of this is like you're, like, kind of afraid to, like, burst your bubble is what I'm hearing. You know, you don't want anybody to, like, come in and burst your freaking bubble. And so it's like, you know, you've got, like, this, like, swirl of interest, and you're just, like, trying to figure out if it's even worth it. And I'm hearing some people are just going to be like, no, I'm just, like, not even dealing with it right now. I don't even want it. I want, like, you know, just to, like, focus on what my goals are. And, you know, I got all this light around my head, and, you know, I'm making some big plans, and that's all fine and good. I'm hearing for some of y'all, though, that you can just really, like, cut loose a little bit, because they are saying, you know, you might have somebody good in there that you do want to, like, spend some time with. And some of y'all know it. You deserve love. And if that's not registering for you, you know, they are saying you're lovable, and that, you know, true love starts within, Libra. So, you know, just, like, give it to yourself. And they're just saying don't be afraid too much too, because it's like some of y'all, that's you, like floating high, you know, on the cloud. That's like a really awesome card right there, this angel here. And so that's a really cool energy to have like this for your birthday month. It's, you know, engineer, balance. This is like divine karmic balance in your world is what that is. And so they're just saying like, you know, especially if you're like in something sticky, or maybe you have like angry fire people, you know, or people that are just like testing you. I'm hearing they might just be testy, that it's like, you know, they can't really get in there. I'm hearing in some cases y'all are like sort of impervious to some of that bullshit because of how much you've elevated yourself. Because to get here, you know, it's like this is the person that's learned how to galvanize their life situation in a certain way where it's like, look, they're not even like touching those tools. They're just like levitating off the ground, and it's there, and they're just like, I got this, you know. That's like mastery. And like 11, you know, that's like a really interesting number. You might want to look that one up, some of y'all. But you know, they're just saying in some cases you can just sort of like try to relax a little bit, because you've really designed the situation so well that it's like, even if there is some stuff that just feels like, you know, maybe even just hassles, this doesn't have to be a big deal. This could just be like, you know, just like constantly just things coming up while you're trying to stay focused and trying to stay like balanced on your plan as an engineer. And it's just like, you know, keeping up with emails, keeping up with phone messages and texts, and like, you know, just a bunch of different things coming at you while you are making your forward motions. And so they're just saying, you know, make sure you're like giving yourself some time to like, you know, remember that you're livable, and you know, maybe take some time for a hobby too. This showing up in the physical, in the emotional slash romantic sector. It doesn't have to necessarily be about like, you know, you trying to, you know, have help from Cupid about, you know, who you're trying to land, you know, because you know that you deserve love. It can also just be about you taking care of things in your own world that make you feel the love in your life. And so, you know, maybe archery would be fun, you know, but they're saying like a hobby would be really good too to mix it up, because one of the bigger challenges that you have right now is, especially as the engineers, like maybe just overworking to try to keep that balance and feeling kind of like stirred up. Because if this is you, because this could be you whether or not you have fire in your chart, and if that's the case, it's sort of unsettled, you know. Like sometimes I get that it just depends, but it can kind of be like a nervous energy that it's just like, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? You know, and, you know, then this person's like, oh, I got to balance it, you know. And so, you know, they're just saying, you know, hey, maybe go outside and, you know, hang out with some friends, you know. There's some angels there hanging out and giving this person some advice about where to shoot. And there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a busy card. You know, there's like outdoor activity going here. Somebody's at the beach. This person's got the, you know, the bow and the arrow. And there's like 4 angels with, I'm just going to say her, you know, she, he, they, whomever that person is to you. But there's like friends there. And so, you know, they're just saying, see, so there's 5 people. Here's 5 people here too. So in some cases, this just might be about your work situation. And I'm just hearing for some of y'all, somebody was like literally like taking a hit. And I'm hearing in another case too, this is about, wow, okay, a court case to do with, this is old, so this is not predictive. They're saying somebody died. I'm seeing somebody in an accident and like a car that got turned over and flames and a bunch of water. And wow, I'm just hearing that somebody was like kind of like set up. Wow, this was like a big deal thing too. And that somehow you've been protected. This is like you being protected, and you need to know that. And you need to like keep loving yourself, because I'm hearing that some of y'all have just like seriously, this is like, they keep showing me this. I'm going to hold it up again. These 2 cards somebody is on the receiving end of a shot. And I literally hear like a gunshot, and I don't know if that actually happened or not, or if it's just like, you know, the guide's just saying that it was like set up and somebody like came for you and it was direct. But they're saying that you really need to get in touch with your self-love right now, and that whatever happened has happened, and you know that, and I can't minimize that for you, and I don't mean to sound disrespectful or like, you know, I'm like just sloughing it off, whatever this was, but they want you to know who you are in this, and that, you know, you might have people chipping away at you right now, and it might have been a setup, you know, and it might have been something just like now that you're having to like architect your way out of because it's just like a mess. And I'm just hearing, though, that, you know, you just need to know that you've got a bunch of angels that showed up in this picture. You know, in this whole reading here, I'm counting like 4, 5, 6 angels, you know. There's like 6 angels here with you. And they want you to know, and I'm hearing for some of y'all 6 is a very important number right now, that you have angels and you deserve love. I'm going to jump into the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck book and see what this balance card says for you. That's a major arcana, like I said. So, ordinarily it's your Justice card, which, you know, it's saying a lot of times too that, and this can be difficult to interpret for a lot of people, because sometimes like justice isn't what, you know, we feel real justice is in a situation. And the thing is that there's like a balance that happens like energetically, universally, metaversally. I'm not trying to tell you what to believe in here, Libra, but, you know, sometimes these things that happen, they fall into balance based on cycles that we might not even remember, because they might have been happening in energies before we became cognizant of ourselves for whatever reason. Maybe it was a past life thing or multidimensional experience, if you believe in that. Maybe for others it's just a different part of your life where you were just checked out on certain things because you hadn't had that awareness awoken yet, right? So balance can be tricky, but anytime that this shows up, it's saying that there's a certain level of trust to keep in mind, because the balance is being restored. And so I'm just hearing for a lot of y'all, you need to know that this also showed up with it. And so if that's about you, they're saying, hang on to your faith. I'm going to read you what the book says. 11, balance. This card represents the need for balance and harmony with your inner life, as well as with what's surrounding you in the physical world. This denotes that some lifestyle adjustments are required at this time. It could be associated with love, relationships, business, or even your career. The balance card is also being shown to you to make you realize what you perceive to be happening around you is really an externalization of an inner process or conflict that you may be currently experiencing. This card will often appear if you work in the legal field, or when you have, or when you're involved in law-related matters. Have faith that justice will triumph, as justice and karma go hand in hand. Take only what you've earned, treat people fairly, and don't take advantage of anyone. This is all part of living a balanced karmic life. When determining something, there must be a state of balance, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually, so that you can make rational decisions and logical judgments. This is a time to be honest and caring, and responsible for the choices that you've made, as well as the ones that will be made in the future. Traditional tarot archetype, justice. So, some stuff to keep in mind. I'm going to read to you what the Doreen Virtues Romance Angels Oracle deck says on the You Deserve Love card. May or may not be romantic. But I'm hearing for some of y'all it definitely is, though. And I'm hearing that it's like some of you have just been really focused. And it's like now you're just maybe starting to be like, oh, wow, maybe I want to pay attention to some of this interest. Because I'm hearing for some of y'all, this is just like thirsty people trying to get a piece of your action. And so, you're going to know if that's you. And, they're saying you deserve love. And I'm just hearing be careful, because I was hearing something about venereal disease and like all those wands. And they were just saying make sure that, I'm not telling you what to do, but, if you've got like, partner stuff going on or whatever, maybe, just have people get tested, be safe, take care of yourself. You definitely deserve the love. So it says, you are lovable, Libra. The romance angels are cheering you on in your quest for great love by letting you know that you deserve it. As a child of God, you're naturally a loving and lovable person, as is everyone. You have the right to be treated with kindness and respect by everyone in your life. If you've had harsh life experiences, you may have blamed yourself and felt unworthy of receiving affection. This card is a reassurance that you do deserve it. You're a beautiful being of God's pure love and light. No matter what any person has said or done to you, and no matter what happened in the past, God's handiwork can never be undone. The more you affirm, I am lovable, I am loved, I am loving, the more this experience comes true for you. Affirmations help you believe spiritual truths at a deep unconscious level. This in turn allows you to attract loving people, relationships, and circumstances. And you definitely deserve that. So I hope you do. And I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up here on your prayer card from Archangel Michael with a reminder of innocence. And they're just saying too, like, that might be really helpful. I'm hearing some of y'all just have a really serious job. And that's what a lot of this is. It's been just like, it was the only way to keep grounded and like balance in your life. And it's like now if you're like trying to date and everything, it's almost like you don't know how to let your hair down. And so they're just saying, maybe go outside, tap into your childlike innocence and just remember that you are. All right, Libra, we're going to seal it up on that advice and a prayer for you. And happy birthday too. Dear God and angels, thank you for helping me see that all of your qualities of pure love and light are reflected within me and all others. Help me embrace my God-given innocence so that I may be at peace. Amen. Alright, Libra, that's what I got. I hope you liked it. If you did, thumbs up, share, subscribe, drop me a comment. Let me know if you want a personal or if you would like a prayer. Visit me at artoflove.me. If I don't hear from you, I will just see you in a couple weeks when I'm back for the November readings. Happy birthday, and I'm going to just clear this off, and then we are going to jump into Gemini. What's going on, Gemini? Happy middle of the month of October to you. I hope you're doing great. I'm going to flip your cards. I just heard children, 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 children. There's a lot of stuff going on here with children. I heard some of y'all are going to find out that you have conceived. I've been getting a lot of etheric pregnancy stuff recently here, and anyway, you just got a lot of children cards coming up here right now. Child eternal. Somebody looking pregnant or calling it in. Children showing up. Some of y'all making decisions about the children. Here and go forward fearlessly. Let's break them down a little slower, Gemini. Overall archetypal energy for the second half of October. With Carolyn Mace's archetype deck, we've got the Child Eternal. I think there's like 5 children in this deck. And all of us have one. There's like several archetypes that we all have at some point in our life. And One of the children is one of them, and this particular child is the eternal child. Light attributes state determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit, ability to see things with fresh eyes. Shadow attributes an ability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, that might just be like the switch that it feels like is going on right now. If it has nothing to do with children either, it's just like growing from that next state to whatever it is that takes somebody to a position of queendom, because in your physical material realm, using the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. In some cases, that's y'all, I heard. Even if you're not somebody that's got strong earth element in your constitution, that could very well be you. And if it is, it's just a beautiful energy. This is such a beautiful queen. I'm just going to speak to her as a she. But please know, this could be a he, this could be a they, it could be an other, it can be anybody. And it doesn't actually have to be a character just because we see a person showing up here. This could just be how something is showing up in your physical material realm. But if it is a person, whether it's you or not, I mean, she's just freaking beautiful. This is someone that has really tended to her life, or their life. I'm just going to speak to she here, but like I said, apply whatever gender makes most sense in your world. And she's just so nurturing and loving, and she's someone that's grounded, and she's someone that's focused, and she's someone that's very generous. It's like, she's tended to all these things. Like every single one of those roses there, she's cared for with the love of her own hands, and you see her holding this coin in her lap. These are things she's worked for. And sometimes people will talk about, that queen can sometimes be like, materialistic or whatever, but it's not like a bad thing. We live in the material realm. We're all in bodies. She's just someone that's really learned how to take care of her body and her world, the things around her, in a way that things have started to prosper, and she always has something to share. And so it's a very motherly sort of energy, and I'm hearing in some cases that gold thing in her lap is like the baby that she's called into her life, and it's like she's been doing some spiritual work here, calling in a child that she really wants to have. And so this is like that baby like coming into her world. It's like what she has done. In other cases, I'm hearing too, though, this is really just about a promotion that somebody has been trying to get. They've been trying to elevate for whatever reason. Maybe they're looking at having children. In some cases, what's on the mind here, movement, choices, decisions, it could be marriage, finances, babies. It could be a lot of things going on right now. It just depends on, which Gemini you are. But this is also a Pentacles card. In my John Holland Psychic Tarot deck book, this movement, choices, and decisions card, this 2 is actually the 2 of Pentacles, like if you are in this deck. So they're just saying there might be, some decisions that are being made with regard to how finances are invested, what actually gets seeded, what we're holding on to, and, what things we want to be putting our attention into, because this is a very focused sort of energy. And you see how this queen is just looking at this thing, it's like she loves it, she has respect for it, she cares, and she's holding it, she's putting her attention and her love into it. And so I'm hearing for a lot of y'all, that it's kind of like you've already made the decision a little bit, and it's just like putting things into process yet. For whatever reason, the step hasn't been taken. And so if that's the case and you're vacillating on that over the next couple weeks, just want to remind you that Archangel Michael showed up with a very special message here. Go forward fearlessly. They're just saying that, you got some backup on this, and that if this is you or the character that you're dealing with, whoever this individual is, if it's a person in your life, they showed up right. It was none of that. It was this. And so they're just saying it's like a stable thing. So if the question, that's coming to mind has to do with, this person at all, they're just saying keep in mind that that's somebody that's showing up like the one that is really balancing the situation, especially if there's decisions to be made with the children. And I'm hearing in some cases, there was a lot of like legal stuff that was coming up with the air tribes. In some cases I'm hearing there were some divorces that were going on. I'm actually seeing these two like wedding rings right here and them just like kind of being split up, and something about a division of assets. And so they were saying, the children are involved, and I'm hearing that in some cases, this is like trying to make a decision about those children, and that this queen or king, if it's, a male or other person that might be showing up here, might just be like thinking about the kids and feeling kind of like a little lonely and like, oh, what do I do now? And they're just saying, though, that, the partner or whoever the person is that, you're having to make this decision with, I'm hearing they've got their mind in the right place and their heart in the right place with this, and that, a lot of this is going to be about just kind of, trusting, and that can't be for everybody. You're going to know if you're dealing with somebody that can't be trusted, and maybe you need some help, or maybe you need to seek somebody that's more grounding or grounded in the situation to assist with that. And I'm hearing surrogate too for somebody. Oh, that somebody was picking a surrogate too, and that this is what this is, the movement, choices, and decision. It was picking a surrogate. If that was the case, they're saying that, if you've got one really good one in mind, she's showing up really good. I'm going to bust open the Carolyn Mace Archetype Cards book. We're going to see what that Child Eternal says for you here, Gemini. Alright. Well, before we get started on that, I'm just going to read what it says to you about Child. So, Child says, variations include divine, eternal, boy, girl, magical, innocent, nature, abandoned, orphan, and wounded, many of which are present to some degree in every psyche. One aspect is usually dominant. Choose carefully because you can have only one child archetype in your support team. So, for the second half of the month, they're actually saying it's the Child Eternal. So, here's what the book says about that. Child Eternal. It could be boy, girl, or other. First bullet point says, determination to remain eternally young in body, mind, and spirit. The second one says, shadow puer aeternus manifests as an inability to grow up and accept responsibilities. And the last one says, shadow puella aeternus shows up in women as dependency on those who take charge of their physical security, a consistent inability to be relied on, and to accept the aging process. And then the tip is to look for a pattern of resilience and youthful enthusiasm in all things, or perhaps a continuing immaturity. And so in some cases they're just saying it's just like, just get your mind right on it, because if this is you, that's how you're showing up. This is not the immature person. You probably would have showed up this way if that was the case, if you were like ungrounded and so forth. And so they're just saying, make sure, that if you're kind of like going back and forth on things and like, well, is it this way? Is it that way? Do I go left? Do I go right? Am I good or bad? They're saying, wipe that one up. You're good. Okay. And, am I doing a good job? Am I doing a bad job? Well, you know what? They're saying you're doing a good job. And sometimes it doesn't feel that way. If your kids are involved, especially if you've got some shit going on, or if, somebody's not happy with you, and, or you're making a difficult decision, because life isn't easy, is it now, darling? It never is it? It's just, there's stuff going on. Things change, and sometimes we have to make difficult decisions, and sometimes you're between a rock and a hard place, and you're just trying to hold it together and, do the right thing. And they're just saying the worst thing that you could do right now with this energy is just get stuck in that mode of thinking that you are not good, because these are Pentacles cards. They showed up right. And then this one here is just saying that, there's some decisions to be made, and that you, if this is actually you, you're showing up like the person who is capable. Because that's a capable person. She's probably one of my favorite queens, this one here. Like, if I had to pick a queen for me, I mean, you could do a lot worse than her. She takes care of her business. She'll take care of you too. And if that's you, you're taking care of your kids. Don't let yourself get in your head thinking that you're not doing enough, because they're saying that you are. Okay? I'm going to read you what this book says. John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle Deck book on 2 Movement Choices and Decisions, aka 2 of Pentacles. This card indicates a time of movement. Significant changes and choices must be made. With hard work, great effort, and determination, you have the ability to juggle all the demands that are in front of you, whether they concern money, business decisions, or other projects. It's important to stay flexible and focused. And they're saying do yoga if you can, too. That might help you. And I'm just seeing somebody doing freaking cartwheels, and they said, do it, girl, do it, do it, do it. You don't have to do it all alone either. Reach out for the best advice and assistance. In addition, a financial union or partnership may present itself to you. The more time you take to make these vital decisions and choices, the longer it will be before you can move toward your goals in the physical material world. The changes that are emerging aren't some random acts or coincidences. They're all part of a positive and larger scheme. Notice the connections with everything, as this will enable you to avoid future problems and conflicts. Yeah. So, I mean, even if it's feeling ungrounded, because sometimes that's what that card can be for me too. Like, if you were going to look in this deck, for instance, like, it's way different art than this. Here we're seeing somebody kind of like looking at like the life projector. You know, it's like the projector of their life going on, and they're like, which door do I want to walk through, kind of thing. You know, the other deck, this one here, we usually see like this person that's like juggling 2 coins, and there's like water behind them like this, and there's like a boat that's like all like cockeyed, and the guy is kind of like doing this funny little jig, and sometimes he looks really happy to me, and he's like whistling while he works, and other times he's just like, how the fuck do I keep up with this? And it's just like this monotonous cycle of this going on. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, you know, that's really, you know, it's like a seasick sort of feeling, you know, that you're going under right now. And they're just saying that like anything you can do to kind of like ground yourself right now is going to be really good. So I got a great hit on the yoga for some of y'all if you're into that. You know, outdoor activities. I'm seeing somebody going for a hike in nature, and also just like all these colors here are just giving me strong emphasis to the quality of the energy of your chakras. And so really just, you know, especially if you're making any challenging decisions that have to do, you know, with your babies, whether it's your human children that you're either having right now or calling into your world, or maybe you're, you know, maybe you have some fur babies, and, you know, and you've got them on your mind too. You know, we were getting messages at the beginning before I got into the specific tribes, when I just did for air tribes, about people's children being watched over. And so, you know, you might want to go back and look at those too. There were some messages there, but, you know, they're saying that the kids are being looked after. Okay? And, you know, if you are very stressed about the decisions you're making because it's about your children, it's about your loved ones, it's about your babies, your fur babies, you know, do what you need to do so that you can feel as grounded as possible when you're doing it. I'm just getting a lot of yellow stuff right now too. They're saying a lot of this is your solar plexus, and that thing that you're holding there in your lap, especially if that's what you're calling in, your baby, something that you love, something that you want to hold and nurture, they're just saying make sure that you're balancing your own healthy sense of ego with that first too, so that you feel good about how you're doing that. Because you deserve that. And there's like a lot of yellow all around these people here. You see that? That's the light of the sun. That's the light of your solar plexus. That's what's lighting up her sky. You know? So, you know, a color meditation would be great. Focus on a color like yellow, your 3rd chakra here. And, you know, that's actually the one that's the color of the coins here too. So if this is something about like, you know, going for like a promotion or something, and like just trying to rise from whatever that more childlike or subordinate level is to the next rung on the ladder, if you will, you know, they're just really saying that yellow is going to be very helpful for you. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the book on the children card. But right here on the card, you can see what it says. It says, your love life is being affected by children. So some cases, maybe some of y'all are like trying to, do something romantically and being, like in a position where you can't always make the choice that you want to or as quickly because it's a juggle, because there's kids involved, and sometimes that's just life. Let's see what the book says. Alright, here, Gemini, children. Your love life is being affected by children. The romance angel sent you this card because children are a significant factor in your love life. Either you want them or you or your partner have kids who are influencing your love life. This is a factor to consider when you desire to improve your romantic future. The angels honor and support all expressions of love, and they're willing and able to help you with any issue concerning children. In addition, this card can signify that you or your partner's inner child is affecting your relationship. This may mean that there's a need for playfulness or a lighthearted spirit, or it could just signal that it's time to heal a childhood emotional wound. The loving nature of your inner child and children in general is supportive of healing work, especially when its intention is to bring in more love. Yeah, and so in some cases, that's what they're saying. It's like you just didn't get that love that you needed, and that maybe that's something that's like in focus right now, and maybe the decision that you're making is like something to do with your career, and just like maybe trying to pick between, I was hearing something about love or money when I was insuring for all the air tribes, and in some cases it was romantic, but in other cases it was like about their career, and it's like making a decision about, do I want to be investing in this, or do I want to put myself into this other thing? And so in some cases I'm hearing that y'all are going to possibly be, considering an option that gives you an opportunity to maybe, choose something that feels kind of like awesome, and in other cases, maybe something that's like, maybe just a little bit more suited up. And so maybe you're deciding, hey, do I want to make that extra money with, that stuffier kind of job, or, maybe I can take a pay cut for a lifestyle quality upgrade in my happiness and like the wear and tear on my soul. And so some of y'all, that's what this children energy is. It's just getting in touch with that spirit. And so you're going to know how it hits you. The thing is just to check in with your inner guidance, okay? Archangel Michael saying go forward fearlessly. And that, now is a good time to make that decision, because the way it's showing up, all the Pentacles cards are there kind of like supporting you a little bit. You're showing up upright. So I think you're going to do great here, Gemini. And, pay attention to your moon and your rising if this is your sun. Check the other stuff and see how it works for you. But in some cases, you're really going to know what this applies to. So use your own best judgment on that. And I'm going to go ahead and seal this one up on that advice and a prayer from Archangel Michael. All right, Gemini, go forward fearlessly. Dear Archangel Michael, thank you for walking with me every step of the way, for holding my hand, giving me confidence and courage, and guiding my thoughts and my actions in the direction of love and my true life's purpose. Amen. Alright, Gemini, that's what I got for you. I hope you liked it. If you did, thumbs up, share, subscribe, drop me a line, tell me how it hit you, if it landed home. And if you would like a personal private reading, hit me up at artoflove.me. I'm also available for free private prayers. Nobody charges for that stuff, so if you want a prayer, just drop it on the welcome mat. Comes to this guy, I'll be praying for you anyway. If I don't hear from you, I'll see you again in a couple of weeks when I'm back for the November readings. Well, I'm going to leave you on that, clear this up, and then we're going to jump ahead and wrap them all up on Aquarius. But for now. How's it going, Aquarius? Welcome back. Back with your mid-October readings. I'm going to flip these cards here and see what you got going on. Looking like a good second half of the month here, Aquarius. I'm just going to jump to your physical material realm. I think you guys did this again last month or a couple weeks ago. Showing up as your own dang self. Upright in the physical material realm, Aquarius, the star card. They said some of y'all been working hard. Fighting for what's right in your life. Calling in something really awesome. Might be creative and fun. Something to do with how you roll. Wow. Let's look at that again. Warrior card. Physical material realm. Oh no, that's actually your archetype. My bad. But that was kind of looking like this. Here, that person has something in their hand that's, like a dart that they're launching. And here, same kind of like position, but like doing something else and like pouring here. I hear you guys are working really hard. This warrior card, since it's your archetype, it's like it could be how you're tempted to be acting. This could very well be you, Aquarius, especially with all that kick-ass like amethyst color behind you there, right? Whether you're whatever gender you are, that can be you. And this could also just be like how situations are around you, It could be like fighting for stuff that matters, causes I'm hearing. The card says light attributes: strength, skill, discipline, toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice, and conquering the ego. Shadow attributes state trading ethical principles for victory at any cost. Indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. And I'm hearing, that's very possible. Okay, as a queen, king, or other of swords, who you might be, if this is about you, sun, moon, rising, or somewhere else strong in your constitution, you got something sharp in your hand if that's the case. And so they're just saying, like, if that's you, like, pouring out your energy into things, be careful because it can be a little sharp. So just maybe pay attention to how you're coming across, because there seems to be a lot of that going on. And that doesn't have to be as awesome as it looks, because let's be honest, that looks freaking awesome, right? There's a lot of energy there. And, passion can show up in different ways. Here, partnerships and alliances. This is what's on your mind for the second half of the month, Aquarius. This is AKA your Three of Wands. So it's like a fire energy too, and then we've got like passion here, and we've got like energy shooting all off of this person, and like pouring off of this person, and then like sharp stuff. And so just be careful how you direct it, is what I'm hearing. I'm not too worried about y'all, though, because I think in most cases this is you showing up in your own reading like your own doggone self and like a really good form. And I'm hearing that you busted your ass in some cases because somebody had your fighting gloves on, and it was because of how that situation was going on. And I'm hearing in some cases that wasn't you directly instigating it. It was like seriously some karmic shit that you were dealing with. And they keep saying inflicted. So, what I'm hearing is that for you to not have shown up like this is almost like, it's a miracle. I can actually relate to that. My son's an Aquarius, and I know what a lot of Aqua people have been going through, and so yeah, I'm just hearing like in a lot of cases that like both of these people is you, and that actually you need to see this side by side, because it's going to tell you like what a freaking awesome person you are, because you're the person that can switch from that to that in like no time fucking flat. And that means that you're in touch with the love that you are, and that that's you. You're the star. Yellow's been coming up a lot for, you know, these readings. They had me in this. And some of the other tribes, like both Libra and Gemini, were being told to focus a lot on that, because it was their own sense of self that was sometimes like getting in their mind with some decisions they were making. And I'm actually hearing for y'all, though, that it's like that's where you were, but I'm hearing for a lot of y'all that's not where you are right now, that you're actually like gonna be, if you haven't already noticed this, finding yourself in a situation like that. I'm hearing for some of y'all it's a hand up, and I'm hearing for others it's like a hand fasting. I'm seeing people getting like committed here, and they came from really far to touch each other like that. And I'm just like hearing that for some of y'all it's been something that's like it's been going on a long time. And you know, they're telling me like in some cases, like I'm hearing July a lot for some of you. In other cases, this is something much longer. I mean, this could be like a 7-year cycle that's been underway. But I'm hearing for a lot of y'all, it's something that like started changing in July, actually, is what I'm hearing. Something about July. And that this is something that's been coming on. And that's what the 3 months, that's 3 months. Okay, so July, August, September, October. Okay, so yeah, for a lot of y'all, it's like something that's been going on since July to like now. And they were saying something about like you were picked. I heard that you were picked, and that like that purple there, that in some cases this is actually somebody else that was like trying to pick somebody for something. I don't know. I'm hearing for some of y'all there's like definitely like some kind of a work thing here, like employment. I'm hearing like, I heard dream job for somebody. I heard like wish come fucking true, and that's what this is. This has been you like pouring out your wishes, and that you didn't realize that like somebody was like watching and was like picking you, and they chose you, and this is like your hand up. I'm not hearing hand out, I'm hearing hand up. It's like a partnership. And in some cases, it's like I'm literally seeing like this like couple coming together and having like a really beautiful sort of like idea, at least, because this might not have happened yet or be coming together yet, but it's like there's an idea here of two coming together, and I'm seeing those like cloths around them, like kind of like, you know, like when you get hand fasted, you know, and people like tie their hands together, and it's like a commitment ceremony. And you know, for some people, I'm not gonna like say like one kind of a union is better than another or whatever, you know. I mean, I'm the guy that's in favor of love. Go for the big love. Go for the big love, Aquarius. You know, get it if you got it. They're saying you might. And if you don't and you want it, it might be a good time to, you know, do that. I'm also hearing for some of y'all, triangulation. I'm hearing this is like 3 people going on. I'm hearing wands. They said there's a lot of fire in this one, though. So, you know, this, if that's the case, and you're like in a romantic sort of like situation where, I mean, if it's not like a poly thing, because I'm hearing for some of y'all it really is. It's just like y'all found a little tripod and you're happy, and that's what that is, and you're just like loving it, and it's like really healing for you. But I'm hearing for other people it's really like, you know, picking the right one to pour into. And I'm just noticing in one place like person's like pouring into this well, and it's like kind of accumulating. It's like I don't know, it's like, you know, when you contribute into a relationship with another person in different ways, it's like you accumulate things together, you pour into that together, or think, you know, there's something there that you can access, and in other cases, it's like you're like, you know, pissing in the wrong direction or pissing in the wind. And so I'm hearing in some cases it's like consolidating efforts here, choosing the one that's like, you know, giving you the partnership and alliance, and just having a great freaking time with it. I'm also hearing for some people too, wow, I'm hearing somebody just like really give up alcohol, or is like thinking about it for one reason or another, and that this passion has a lot more to do with like I don't know why I'm picking this up, but I'm getting something about somebody's liver and a surgery, and that's what this thing is in the person's hand, and that what's up here, this yellow thing on above the person's head, is like the person kind of being in like a meditative state about their liver, is what I'm hearing, in a surgery, and that, you know, somebody's just really going for some healing right now because of that. And so if that's the case, I'm praying for you already here too. Just let you know that. Let's go ahead and see what the Carolyn Mace archetype deck says about the warrior card here, Aquarius. Alright, here we go. Warrior, we've got some keywords to keep in mind, and they've given us several bullet points, lots of bullet points. You got 2 pages. Let's read it. Warrior, soldier, crime fighter, Amazon, mercenary, gunslinger, samurai. Represents physical strength and the ability to protect and fight for your rights. Linked to invincibility, loyalty, and the passage from boyhood to manhood. Can also be female, as in the legendary Amazon tribe of warrior women, and has emerged once again through women who liberate and protect others who need representation. And it doesn't have to be a gender thing either. Some people don't identify, and that's okay. Mercenary and soldier of fortune are variations on the hired killer who sells his power with complete disregard for the cause. Gunslinger and samurai appear to your fantasies of independence and self-defense, yet they also carry the historic weight of predatory evil. In their favorable aspect, they all warn you that you're in danger of aligning your might with an unjust or purely self-interested cause. The spiritual warrior, pioneered by Dan Millman, Shogun Trungpa, and others, directs you to use the classic warrior virtues of heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice for conquering the ego and gaining control of the inner realm. Shadow warrior distorts or abandons ethical principles in the name of victory at any cost. Look for a lifetime commitment to courageous battle whenever and wherever necessary. Yeah. I'm hearing that that's like what a lot of this is here too, Aquarius. That why you're showing up like this is because it's like you just like in a place right now where you know it's like time to do some healing. And in some cases this passion might have nothing to do with, I mean, yeah, that looks great. Don't get mad at me if you don't have something like that that feels like freaking awesome, you know? I mean, you know, not everybody's going to get that right now, but they're saying that the passion energy is there. And so even if it's not like a romantic thing like this, and I know some of y'all don't even want romance, it's about the passion to allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Okay, so that doesn't have to look like Fabio and like, you know, the Calgon lady, you know, getting it on over here. It can really be about you pouring that passion into your own self-healing, especially if you had someone taking stabs at you. And I'm hearing in some cases, some of y'all have been, and you've had somebody like coming after you. And right now, it's just been like, you know, you're kind of relieved to be in a place where you can, you know, tap into some healing energy, and that you've, you know, maybe feeling supported and realizing that. And if you haven't realized yet, that there might be some people in your world that are ready to actually take that action step, because like that 3 partnerships and alliances card, That's a Wands card if you're referencing this deck here. And so, like, Wands do stuff, you know? Wands get shit done. That's fire. Fire goes. And so, like, the 2s, a lot of times, it's kind of like figuring out what to do, you know? But the 3s, it's sort of like when something has been precipitated. So it's like something starts moving. So here, they're just saying, like, if you don't realize it yet, next couple weeks, you're going to possibly have it on your mind. And if you don't, I challenge you to think about the things that might be within grasp that will help you sort of, you know, embrace this. Because that might be what a lot of this part of the month is about. It's like you championing that healing spirit and energy and directing that towards yourself. You could also be dealing with other people that are just, you know, showing up really strong for you, you know, and helping you get in touch with those dreams and the things that feel healing for you. In some cases, I'm hearing just like I heard, like dream job, and it's like something showing up, and it's like you've been putting all your energy into it, and it's like there's like a payoff coming, you know? Let's see what the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck book says about that. Partnerships and Alliances card. Where did I put the book? Haha. That's the book. Alright, Aquarius. 3 Partnerships and Alliances. The meaning of this card denotes that you're now starting to see the fruits of your labor take seed and blossom. There may still be a lot to do, but watch out for synchronicities which could bring opportunities to form connections or unexpected alliances that may create something new. These could assist you in gathering resources for future projects. With all partnerships, always remember that there has to be an even exchange of energy. If you give too much, whereas your partner gives too little, it will leave you feeling energetically drained and cause potential disharmony in the union. There must be overall balance within the alliance in order for it to work and blend together for optimum results. This card reminds you that success comes in many forms, even from the most unlikely sources. Have an open mind when listening to others. I think you are. And I think that you know that now's a good time to embrace this. I'm hearing for a lot of you too, this is just like really about you getting in touch with also just your inner. Because, you know, if this is you, and I think for most of y'all it is, because the star is actually the sign of Aquarius. This is an acknowledgement of self-awareness showing up in your day-to-day world, as in you showing up in your proper form. And so, you know, that happens when you're making those healing choices. And so in some cases, this might be you just listening to your own guidance, your own wisdom, that star that's over your head, your higher self, your angel guides that might be those stars showing up around you, you feeling protected, even if you've had people taking stabs at you, because I'm hearing for some of y'all, that's like what it felt like. It felt like people were like coming after you and just like trying to take a shot, you know? And so I'm hearing for some of y'all too that, you know, there might be like a miracle that just like happens. And, you know, it could very well happen. I'm hearing like over the next 3 weeks, so it might not even just be like the second half of this month. It might go into November. But, you know, I'm hearing that like, you know, 3-week process here, you know, something might actually manifest in a very, very tangible way that just feels like hallelujah, you know? And so, awesome things can happen when you've got partnerships and alliances showing up. And I'm hearing that the only reason why that's happening is because of how you've poured yourself into your life, Aquarius. So go you for doing that. Keep doing that. Let's see what the Romance Angels Oracle deck says about the Passion card. It might say something gooey, okay? It probably will, because for some of y'all, this is going to be very gooey. And if it's gooey, you know what? Bring a freaking spoon. Enjoy. Lick your fingers. have a great time, because they're saying that, now is your time to really enjoy that passion. And in other cases, it might not have to do with like a relationship with another person. It could just be like how you're feeling about your life, and that healing work. Getting a great hit on, some of y'all just like starting a new direction in like a healing path, and some of y'all just working with like healing energies, maybe practicing mediumship, championing causes for underdogs, and really just being the one that, shows up like that for the underrepresented, and you being the one that's offering the hand up to others and being that person that others look forward to having in their midst because you are the star. So one way or the other, it's looking really good. So passion can play out different ways. Let's see what the book says here. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy, Aquarius. Your prayers for great love have been heard and answered, and it all begins with you. You have the power to revive passion in your life. In fact, no one can bring it to you but you. This card guides you to seek that which brings you great joy, such as a hobby, cause, or special activity. Anything that stirs your heart with joy will help passion bubble forth and positively flow into your romantic life. The romance angels say that having a passion for life itself is a requisite foundation for feeling passion in your love life. This means enjoying the moment completely, and when you do so with a partner, you inspire him, her, or their to romantically participate with you. If you're presently single, you can definitely enjoy passion in your activities and hobbies. And who knows, such pursuits may provide an opportunity to meet a wonderful partner who shares these passions. And I'm just hearing that, there's a very good chance that it's somebody that's got like strong fire element in their constitution. So because that's like really what's like on your mind a lot too. And, it could also be like another Aquarius person or somebody that shows up kind of like this, like a very healing, loving person that might, just have that sort of nurturing quality to them. But in some cases, it might actually be somebody that's got fire in their chart somewhere that's really got you all stirred up. And so enjoy it. They're saying you deserved it. And great time right now to tap into some healing work. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, that's what this relationship is, that it's like a kind of passionate partnership and alliance that really just brings you into that state of healing where, you just feel balanced and, all those things that you are, and that it's okay that, the things that you fought for and the things that maybe have left scars in and within you are coming into a point of healing. So that's what I'm going to be praying for you, Aquarius. And, if I can do another personal prayer for you, hit me up on my blog. If not, I'm just going to go ahead and just seal this one up here on the prayer for you from Archangel Michael. Healing energy work. Thank you for sending healing energy to me and through me, Archangel Michael, for my own blessings and for all those around me. Thank you for connecting me to loving, high-integrity healers and teachers of energy healing modalities. Amen. If you're looking for somebody that does energy healing work, I actually do. Master's level Reiki here. Feel free to hit me up. artoflove.me for that or a personal private reading. I'd love to do that for you. And if I don't hear from you, just take care. God bless. I will see you again in a couple of weeks when I'm back for the November readings. Do appreciate your thumbs up, your shares, your subscribes, all of your comments. So take care. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.